What's going on, people? Myke C-Town here with an episode of Out of My Element, where you guys get to pick the albums that I review, typically. So you guys know I've been going through old nu metal albums. It's a sort of curiosity thing. I never listened to that stuff back in the day, and I've just been kind of digging through the albums, just kind of seeing what the whole movement was about. And I saw the hubbub on Twitter about the band Trapt, and I was actually going to do Trapt's self-titled album, but to be honest, I actually couldn't get through it. I listened to like 3 songs and it was so bad I couldn't stomach it. It wasn't even funny bad, it was just bad. Like that fucking headstrong, I'll take you on. That shit is fucking trash. Like seriously trash. It smells like fucking Slim Jims and warm Natty Light. I don't understand how the fuck you guys liked that bullshit. Then I saw that nobody really actually liked the full album, so I figured it'd be a waste of my time to cover it. So instead, I did Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory, because you guys had dropped this album in the comment section of a few of the previous videos, and I'd only heard the big singles from Linkin Park. I never bothered with a full album, and all the songs that I heard, I didn't like either person's vocal approach, Chester or Myke. But I always thought their production quality was excellent. The records themselves sounded really good. But yeah, I was a little apprehensive about doing this one due to Chester Bennington being dead. I know a lot of people are very protective over him, and I didn't really want this to be a whole review of me tiptoeing around how I felt about Chester Bennington's vocals. So I'm not going to do that, you know, and I hope y'all understand that, because that's just not my way of reviewing albums. But yeah, let's get into it. The first song is Papercut, and starting right out, I thought the guitar part was actually really good. You know, there was some nice melody in there while still being heavy, and everything sounds crystal clear, man. The guitar, the drums, it sounds so clean. The issue for me comes in with the vocals. Mike Shinoda's rapping is not good to me at all. I don't like the effect on his voice. It sounds like he's doing some weird whisper rapping type of thing, which just goes really bizarre with the bad chugga chugga riff in the background of that part. It doesn't sound good again until later on during the bridge. I think Chester's voice sounded really good there. The issue on that part is those stupid fucking turntables, man. They don't fit at all to me. I also didn't like the lyrics very much. They may mean a lot to those who wrote them. They may mean a lot to a lot of the people that loved these guys. But for me, they came off as a bit derivative. You know, they're your average, I'm hearing voices in my head because I'm paranoid type of lyrics. And I don't know, they're not bad, but they're not good or interesting either. The next song is One Step Closer, and I didn't even realize it was the big hit until the chorus came in. But off the start, I didn't like the guitar riff. It seems like every nu metal album has this riff in at least one of the songs on the album, and it's weird. The vocals on the verse, while they don't sound bad, I didn't like the patterns that he did. I just don't like the way he laid the vocals out. But oh my god, that fucking chorus, man. That chorus brings back so many awful memories. You know, the chorus just makes me think of Jocks in any bad teen movie where the high school nerds getting chased down by Biff, Chip, and Sterling. But that end part, oh man, shut up when I'm talking to you, shut up. It just feels like a shirtless redneck guy pushing people, and he's hairy and he's sweaty and he fucking smells like Funyuns. And then you're throwing in that horrible turntable. It's just like the epitome of nu metal, all wrapped up in that one part of that one song. I did think it was funny that the lyrics were actually about Chester writing the lyrics to this song and handing them to the producer, and the producer's like, no, and he gives them back and he's like, rewrite those. I don't know why I thought that was funny, but I did. I thought Points of Authority was an interesting song. It seemed to be about some sort of abuse and someone who's having a hard time coping with life due to whatever abuse they suffered. I think the chorus was especially telling. You like to think you're never wrong. You live what you've learned. Here it seems like he's talking about someone who can grow up to be a fucked up adult because that's the way that they grew up. You know, you live this way because that's what you learned growing up. It could also be a reference to a person who grows up to be an abuser because they were abused themselves. I think that's a really interesting topic for a song. Sonically, I just didn't like it. I think the guitars sound really good production-wise, but the riffs are fairly generic and lifeless. They're just heavy. There's no creativity there. The part on the chorus, though, is actually really cool. But everywhere else, the riffs were just bad on this song. And that fucking turntable. Anytime that turntable shows up, it just grates my nerves. I actually do like Chester's vocals on this song, but mainly on the verses, not so much on the hook. I think his voice sounds a lot better when he's calmer and he kind of just has this subdued type of thing. When he gets hype and he starts yelling, I think that's when it creates a problem for me. I don't think it sounds good. The next song is Crawling. I remember this one from back in the day, and I remember always thinking that it was awful. The part behind the vocals is really cool. The kind of electro beat sounds really good, and Chester's voice sounds really good here. Again, I just don't like when Chester hollers. And I never actually read the lyrics of the song, so I didn't know the song was about addiction. So again, it's nice to have some lyrics that are about some real shit on an album like this. And what's cool is there are words here and there that give you the impression that they're about drug addiction, but at the same time, they could really be about any sort of self-doubt or insecurity. I can easily see how people who weren't even interested in drugs ever could really connect to these lyrics. By Myself is easily, to me, the worst song on this album. The guitar riff at the beginning is so bad, and the rapping is extremely weak. If I turn my back, I'm defenseless, and to go blindly seems senseless. If I have my pride and let it all go on, then they'll take from me till everything's gone. No style, no flow, just super basic. And I really didn't like the hook. He kind of has this sort of James Hetfield thing going on, and it just didn't work for me. I felt the same about the song Forgotten. I thought it was really bad. Everything here is super dry. It's boring guitar riffs, that annoying ass fucking turntable, really weak lyrics. From the top to the bottom, bottom to top I stop. At the core I've forgotten, in the middle of my thoughts. Taken far from my safety, the picture's there. The memory won't escape me, but why should I care? Yes, why should I care? In the end, of course, I remember this song when it was really popular, and I didn't like it then, and I still don't really like it. I think the instrumental, though, is actually not bad. The piano sounds pretty good, and the drums sound pretty good. The rapping is bad. Again, it's just really basic. I think the lyrics throughout the song are kind of whatever. One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. It's just so basic. Honestly, I think the best moment on the album was Cure for the Itch. I think that song is super duper duper dope. I love the dark sounds with the scratch in there, the pianos that come in, the drum patterns. The whole time I was thinking, please, Myke Shinoda, don't fucking rap on this and ruin this beat. And I'm so glad he didn't. This is the only thing that I feel like I would return to. Like, if this had an actual good rapper on it, it would be fucking sick. Overall, I didn't like this album either, but it's definitely the best when it comes to the nu metal albums that I've talked about so far. I still think the guitar riffs are terrible, which makes the songs very uninteresting to me, but I think the kind of electro elements that they added help in that department, and I kind of wish they'd done more with that. I don't know who does the electro sequencing type of things, but kudos, man. That shit sounds tight. I also thought that whatever the drummer was doing was always pretty fucking cool. Like, he doesn't just do standard drum beats the whole time. He has a very varied style when it comes to how he approaches these songs. He's doing a lot of really interesting stuff there. Honestly, the absolute worst part of this band for me is Myke Shinoda. I don't like his rapping at all. I actually think it's pretty bad. If they actually had a good rapper doing the parts, it may have been a drop more interesting. As I already said, I think Chester Bennington's voice is actually pretty cool. Even when he does the parts that I don't like, I think his voice is interesting. I just don't like it. But when he does the more subdued singing, I think he sounds really good. But again, overall, this album is just not for me, but it was interesting to listen to kind of see what people gravitated towards back in those days. But I do get a real feeling of these guys being genuine here, like nothing sounds forced or contrived, unlike the other albums that I've done in this series. It just so happens that I don't like the sound at all. But thanks to everyone that dropped this in the comment section. I know I'm probably pissing off a lot of you new metal guys, and you're probably like, oh, I wish this motherfucker would just stop even talking about these albums. But I don't know, man, it's just interesting to me. Even if I don't like the music, it's still kind of interesting to me to go back and check out a moment in time that I really didn't have any part of. So if you guys are not enjoying this, I'm sorry. If you guys are enjoying this, then I'll probably keep it going. Actually, I don't really care that much if you're enjoying it or not. I'm probably going to keep going because this is an interesting trip for me. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. The other Out of My Element video for the album that actually won the last poll, that will be up, I don't know, next couple of days or so. But yeah, I hope everybody's being safe. I hope everybody's doing all right out there, battling this corona bullshit. But trying to give y'all a little bit of entertainment, you know what I'm saying? Doing the least that I can fucking do. But yeah, as usual, thank you for living, thank you for loving, thank you for being you, and I'll see you guys next time. All right? Peace out. Boy!